Good evening, my friend. Welcome to our fabulous open house. I am neither Dr. Nigel Channing nor am I the Dream Finder. I am, in fact, Lou Mangello. Thank you so very much for being here. If you are watching live, thank you. Sit back, relax, tag, and invite a friend to watch along with us and enjoy the show. Hopefully, you brought a snack with you. If you're watching on the replay, thank you as well. But please make sure you turn on notifications so you don't miss a thing, not just every Wednesday right here at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, but as I walk and talk from the parks throughout the week. It's something new that I've been doing, some Let's Talk and some Let's Walk segments. Thank you for joining me this past Monday night where we talked about Behind the Attraction on Disney Plus. I shared my interview with Brian Volk Weiss, and hopefully you've had a chance to watch some or all of the episodes that have been released so far. I am really enjoying that. If you missed it, go back and check it out. You can find it in the Clubhouse or on the videos page over at facebook.com/WDW Radio. Now, tonight, I was actually planning to get out and about and take you to a location in the Disney parks. However, not one, but two things got in my way. One, I'm working on a project, which I will share probably later on this week, and the weather. I did not think getting out in the rain tonight was going to be necessarily the most productive and or enjoyable, but I've got something else planned. First, we can talk about this week's show. We can talk about, obviously, anything you want to chat about as well. And then tonight, we're going to just have some fun and do something that I've never done before. I'm in this kind of mood, and you see that there's a pattern lately with trying things that we have never tried before. So thank you. I see a lot of friends in the box so far. If you are a first timer, if this is your first time here, please head on over to the fridge, make yourself comfortable, and introduce yourself. Let me know where you are watching from and how long you've been watching the show. Jeremy Goff, good to see you as well, brother. Yeah, it's summertime, so with the rain and the listen, Lou Mangello, I dig me a good thunderstorm in the summer or the winter or the fall. It doesn't matter, but not necessarily conducive to doing live shows. Jenny Ginsburg, so good to see you. I got your email today. I'm so happy that's happening. Kelly Lawrence, so great to see you. And so I have to quickly, as an aside, in case you missed it on Monday or on the show, this past weekend, we had our first meet of the month since the pandemic happened, which, it's got to be a year and a half. Maybe February or January last year was our last one. It was hot as the surface. If Animal Kingdom and the surface of the sun had a baby, that's how Disney Springs would have felt, and I didn't care. I was sweating to the oldies. It was like a marathon weekend with the sweaty hugs, and I loved every single second of it, from seeing new faces and old friends and smiles once again and hugs once again. It filled my heart and it filled my cup, not just because I got to see old friends again and meet so many new ones, but out of the corner of my eye, I was watching you. That sounds weird, but it's not. Let me explain. I was watching you come together again. I was watching you exchange those hugs or those initial handshakes. So many people at the meet had recently moved to the Orlando area. I was so happy to see people who, I look forward to seeing more often and being friends with in real life as opposed to just online. So thank you. If you were there, if you missed July's, I'll have information about August's coming up soon, as well as some other sort of Let's Walk lives from some non-Disney locations that have a Disney connection. Stay tuned. Going to share with you some nerdy things that I look forward to and I have missed a lot. So Jeff C., good to see you. Dave Rashoni from DJR Music, always a pleasure. Am I the only one? I am not blaming. The only thing I'm blaming Becky for is being in Disneyland again without me. That's it. I've missed it. Actually, Disneyland is sort of the prompt for what we're going to talk about tonight. So Gretchen just said, My goddaughter just asked if Lou was Walt Disney. That is the most awesome and weird and humbling thing I have ever seen before. I'm no Walt Disney, Gretchen's goddaughter, but man, I would love to be infused with a little bit of Walt, and hopefully we all have that. Morgan says, do you think Dino Area needs a retheme? Morgan, it's an interesting question, more of a conversation, and something I think that's going to come up actually in the next 24 to 36 months. Sometimes the handwriting starts to appear on the wall as attractions like the spinny time thing. It's I just drew a blank on some of the attractions there, but it's starting to feel like something is being planned for that area. Jen Garot is watching from Davenport. Fafa Fertini is for New York for a couple of months only. Hopefully that means you're coming down to the Orlando area. A lot of people seem to be coming down. Greetings from wild, wonderful West Virginia. I know that it's wonderful. I'm curious as to why it is wild. Make sure I have one November 5th through the 16th. I don't know about that time frame. I'm actually have bookended between the weekend of November 13th, which is going to be my Momentum Weekend Workshop. I know I've got something the weekend of the 5th. I think it's Wine and Dine weekend. I have another event right the weekend after, so not sure if I'll be able to make a meet of the month happen, but we'll see. Jason Rucker, life is good, man. Every day on this side of the dirt is a good day, and Wednesday remains my favorite night of the week because of you. Ellen Matt Shaw, hello from Orlando for a little while instead of New Jersey. Orlando is wonderful. It's exceptionally hot. It is. If you're not down here, you're not missing the heat. Stephanie Perry Bullock, it was so good to see you outside of the 2 a.m. marathon weekends, which seems to be when we see each other most. But Patricia Carlson finally moved to Florida. Good for you. Congratulations. Hope to see you in the parks one day soon. Erin Davis, first time catching you live. Thank you for being here. Where are you watching from? Ashley Grissom, I was this close. Missed it by that much. I was this close to being in Disneyland right now, actually. Some things happened, wasn't able to make it out, but I will be back. Oh, yes. I'm missing me some Avengers Campus. Something fierce. Again, tying into what we're going to do and talk about tonight. So you'll see. Hopefully you'll like it. I've never done it before. I literally came up with the idea like 15 minutes ago. So, Marissa Santorelli says, I'm a special ed teacher. First of all, time out. Thank you. My humblest and sincerest gratitude to every teacher, special ed or otherwise. Special ed makes you an even more special person. You've been watching the walk and talks during the week with my students. When they happen to pop up during the day, they've been loving them. That makes me so happy for so many reasons. One, because now you're also the coolest teacher ever. And two, I love the fact that it's why I have always and will always do a completely family-friendly show, because I love the fact that you know and you have the confidence that you can turn it on and share it with your students. And stay tuned. I will be live again. Hopefully, if I can get this project done tonight, hopefully I'll be live again from the parks this week. Jeremy Goff, gosh, thank God we're friends. Could you imagine the partner statue with Lou and Mickey? They'd be almost the same height. It's funny because it's true. Julie from Lakeland, good to see you. Jason Rucker is from Kentucky. Let's see. I love the dino theming. A lot of people can't get it. I think Finland might get a Zootopia retheme. Gina Flacco, always so good to see you. Last time I saw you was in Magic Kingdom in front of the ice cream store, and I was trying to convince you. I don't remember. I was trying to convince you to go on a cruise, or I was trying to convince you to go on a cruise even if your husband didn't want to. Something to that effect. Something about trying to get you on a cruise. D. Anderson, good morning. I know it's the middle of the night there from the UK, a place which I visited for the first time last year and absolutely fell in love with. Chris from Long Island. Matthew Woolley, August 13th. Listen, man, I'm going to make sure I get me some woolly family time. That sounds weirder than it's supposed to. I get some time with the woolies when they're here, but it's hard sometimes for me to plan out meets of the month ahead of time because to say that my schedule is very dynamic, very fluid is an understatement. So, all right, let me quickly sort of catch up on. Am I the Disney Plus streamer? I am not. We were wondering when we first saw that collectively, I think, what the streamer was, and now it looks like it's Drax in a boat talking about the bundled Disney Plus and Hulu services. All right, let me quick up. Allison Galley from Massachusetts. Deborah Mickens from California, part of California. I miss San Diego is one of my favorite areas of California. Hopefully I get tickets tomorrow for Destination D. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Destination D coming back. They've got a lot of fun stuff planned. I'm going to do a sort of a prep show about Destination D coming up as we start to get closer. Trying to convince me to cruise. He's still working. Listen, if I have to call your husband, I'm not kidding. I'll do it. I don't know how convincing I might be, but we can try it nonetheless. Patrick in Minnesota says it's as hot as Florida right now. Liz Meeks, my favorite of all the Meeks. She is my favorite. Don't tell the other Meeks, but you know you are my favorite. So Allison is help me convince my husband I'm not crazy for wanting to book a weekend in Walt Disney World by yourself. Allison, you are not crazy. We've talked about maybe 20, 30 shows ago about top 10 reasons to go to Walt Disney World solo. It's one of my favorite things to do. That does not make either we're both weird or none of us are weird. But I think Walt Disney World is one of the places that you really can have such a really nice time going solo, and it's not weird at all. Christina C, good to see you. I owe you an email. I probably owe a lot of you emails. I promise I'm catching up. I answer them all. It's just getting me. Mary Taylor, first timer on Wednesdays. Went to Walt Disney World in July. Awesome time. Little hot, doesn't matter, right? Would rather be hot in Walt Disney World than less hot anywhere else. Chrissy Viggs from Point Pleasant. How is the boardwalk doing? I miss me a good cheesesteak and cheese fries. There's a lot of cheese going on, but it was so good when I was up there taking care of my mom's. Northern California, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I love the fact that you watch from everywhere. Am I going to be running any of the races? Pamela, clearly you're new here because I've done my one race. I have retired, at least temporarily, from the 5Ks, but I will be there at every race on the sidelines, cheering, hugging, doing everything I can to encourage you and others on. So, will I be at the Boo Bash Ball thing? Yes, I don't know when. I love Halloween. I'm very curious to see what the party is going to be. I don't know exactly when I'm going to be able to get there. So I see a lot of people talking about traveling to Walt Disney World and really any of the Disney parks, even Cruise Line. When we do our group cruises, we always have a number of folks that travel solo. Sometimes we actually help them partner up with other people from the community so they can share the expense of a cabin. I've seen some wonderful friendships, long-term friendships, come as a result of that. So, traveling solo is the new, is the new black. Like, it's the cool thing to do. And I think Disney really is very, very accommodating. Matthew Woolley mentions disco fries. You know how to get my attention. Mel Pick from Roswell, Georgia, not Roswell, New Mexico. Mike Beckerman, you miss Chuck. I miss you, Mike Beckerman. We live too close, and it's been too long since we have gotten together. So Melanie lives at the edge of normal. I'm assuming that's where you're saying that you're from. So quickly, did you get a chance to listen to this week's podcast with Matthew Krull from the Imagineering podcast, former Walt Disney World cast member, Kilimanjaro Safari driver, lion tamer, alligator, wrong attraction. It doesn't matter. I'm sure he could do those things too. really had a nice time talking about some secrets and stories. He had some wonderful cast member stories that he was able to share, but we talked about some of the things that you don't know, maybe didn't know, about Kilimanjaro Safari, whether it is some of the history, how it came to be, some of the things that you may have been that may be hiding in plain sight along the way, and some of our favorite little details and secrets as well. Stephanie just listened to it today. Safari is my second favorite ride. So if you say it's your second favorite ride, now you got to tell us your first favorite ride. Will I be doing another moving to Florida? So Michelle, I actually had plans pre-pandemic to do a follow-up show, probably a follow-up live show where I will gather people around the table once again. This way we can not only talk about it, but we can take some of your questions live and address them live. That is something I will plan out in advance so you know when that's going to be, and so that you can come armed with your questions. Maybe we'll do even a call-in show. What could possibly go wrong? Getting a bunch of knuckleheads around the table and taking live calls with absolutely no filter? Why not? Just throw caution to the wind. So, thank you to everybody who said that you enjoyed this week's podcast. I give all the credit to Matthew. He is he's a great guy, great personality, super smart, and I really enjoy our conversations. I'll have to have him definitely on again. Michael liked the attraction show the other day. Jungle Cruise was the favorite. Thank you very much. I want to do more of those. We're going to do another Let's Talk show. Maybe we'll talk. Maybe I think not next, but definitely I'm going to go see Jungle Cruise. I want to see it in a theater. I'm going to see Jungle Cruise in a theater this weekend. So next week, make sure you get tickets to go see Jungle Cruise. And we'll talk about a spoiler-filled review of Jungle Cruise. Yeah, lots of great comments about Matt. Please be sure to give him some love on Instagram, whether it's there or Facebook. Again, anything you can do to help sort of spread the word about that episode, post links to it, tag me and Matt. This way we make sure can see it and give you the love in return. So Chrissy says, I need to listen to it more than once, Chrissy, because you love the Safari. Bethany Scott says she loved the podcast. It was amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Kim Dix Davis, I really, really appreciate it. Karen says I'm going down in the zombie apocalypse. I did not see The Rock, Jason, but I did do a press conference on. It's misleading if I say I do a press conference with The Rock. I was in a virtual press conference. The Rock was there. I was on this side of the conversation. I'm not able to. I wasn't able to record it, and it's not something that they're going to provide the full video of the press conference from. But he just seems like the kind of guy that you just want to hang out with. He seems like such a nice, sincere, genuine person who clearly loves and knows Disney very, very well. He had taken a couple of questions and just as part of the conversation, and it's one of the things that I applaud about him, not just for Jungle Cruise, but for Behind the Attraction, of which he is an executive producer, because you see that these projects came from a place of love and respect for Disney and what they do. Julie Voris, it's so good to see you. It's getting closer and closer every day. Julie Voris had me as a guest on her show recently. Julie, I'm still getting wonderful feedback about that, so it's great to see you. I look forward to talking to you, I know, very soon, actually. Mike, we are doing Nation Call. I am so bad that I did not get one. I'm not going to be able to sneak one in before the end of July. I tried to figure out if I could do it, but I promise in the next week or so, we will definitely do another Nation Call as well. Beth laughed about how much the giraffes eat. There was one last week. I couldn't wait for the animal care person to get the treats out of the truck. Kept sticking her head. I really do. I've had this this newfound affinity for the giraffes at Disney's Animal Kingdom. So, Chuck Lionberg from MEI Mouse Fan Travel says, "Let's Talk" segment on Monday was great. Thank you very much. Jerry Johnson from Boone. You guys pronounce it differently. It's Buena Vista University. It's Buena Vista, same thing. Go do that voodoo that you do so well. You know of my affinity for Mel Brooks and Harvey Korman as well. But yes, if you are a member of the Nation, first of all, if you're a member of the Nation, thank you very much. If you are also a member of the nation, stay tuned because if you're a platinum member, I had a lot of fun putting together this month's care package. I can't find my nation graphic. It doesn't matter. You want to find out how to be part of the nation for as little as $1 a month, go to wdwradio.com/support. So, Tacey Atkinson, always so good to see you. What I love about the podcast is not only have so much with you, but I learn stuff each week as well. A little bit of education, along with hopefully some entertainment. Clearly inspired by the Disney company. With that, Kira, it's so good to see you again. We need to catch up as well. Loved. 3 love, not 1, not 2, but 3 loves. The podcast with Lou. Julie made it very easy. Very easy. So, Amber Bramwell, thank you for the plugging for joining the nation. Anybody who goes to the boathouse, go see it in Carrie's section. Everybody at the boathouse is always so nice. And yes, Andrew Mylan, I am going to be so hyper aware of making sure that the microphone is on all night tonight. I need a really big blinking mute button. So Matthew says, love the care package. Can't wait to see this month. I think you're going to dig it, man. I think you're going to dig it. I had a lot of fun. And after you get the package, I'll tell the story about putting together the package, because when I have to go make purchases for the Nation Care packages, I need to buy multiples of a lot of different things, which sometimes, because I get funny looks like, dude, that's a lot of blank that you're buying, or dude, you're not that, because I'm not the eBay guy, but some people do that. So I feel bad in some respects. And then sometimes it's just, it's interesting, the odd looks that I get. So, but yeah, so thank you again for listening to 10 Things You Didn't Know About the Kilimanjaro Safaris. If you have not rated and reviewed the show yet in Apple Podcasts, even if you listen on Spotify or Overcast or Pocket Cast or whatever it might be, taking just a couple of seconds to leave a review there is super. Let me rephrase that. A nice review there. Not everybody is always as kind. That's fine. I take the criticism when it's constructively. Other times I just curl up in a ball in the corner of the room and cry for a little while. But either way, if you could leave a nice review, if you feel it, you could just go and leave it in Apple Podcasts. So, any whispers on getting an annual pass? Patricia, I have heard careless whispers. Literally, that's what they are, of annual passes. I am not the rumor monger. I don't want to even potentially throw out a timetable. My feeling is that we are getting very, very close, barring anything cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs happening with any variants and things like that. I think we're getting very, very close to annual passes being offered once again, but stay tuned. And I understand how incredibly frustrating it is for you and so many others, especially those who have recently moved here just before the pandemic and cannot get an annual pass. It's why I did the meet in Disney Springs. It's why I'm going to try and do next month's outside of a park, because I am very cognizant of the fact that not everybody is able to get in or has a pass. So I'm going to do what I can. So JT Mass says, I know why you love Lucas. So many food references. Santa Mozzarella. I really, really like that movie a lot. So Valerie's also hoping for a dining plan now that more restaurants are opening up. And I think, Valerie, that's sort of the order, and it's the proper order of things, right? We need to get, before you can start selling annual passes and start selling tables in Wonderland, you need to get the restaurants open. You need to get the hotels and resorts open, because lest we forget, there's still a number that are still closed. I think once Disney Parks gets themselves ramped up again in terms of not just getting everything open, but staffing as well. Remember, they are not only trying to bring back staff, but they're training a lot of new staff as well. So, like really every employer, there sometimes are staffing issues, and it's sort of, you want to make sure that the machine is running smoothly before you start introducing more guests and annual passes and tables in Wonderland. This way, you make sure the experience continues to live up to the Disney standard. So while it's slow and while it's frustrating, it's also, from that perspective, I think is also understandable. That being said, good gone to get those restaurants open again. I cannot wait to get back to some of the ones. I know Toledo's opening. I haven't been back. If only there was somebody, like a single person that would want to go to Tusker House with me. That's all I'm asking for. And Takumi Tay, listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth, because when Takumi Tay opens, I will just make camp out front, because I cannot wait to get back into, one of my top 2-3 restaurants in all of Walt Disney World. Yeah, it's that good. So with that, I did say we were going to do something new tonight. Normally I have my Disney Plus pick of the week. I've got a top 5 live segment and graphics all ready to go. Tonight, I've got none of those things. But I want to do something different, or do something a little bit of fun, and I want to do something that involves you, because part of what I love about live video is not just the energy that you give to me. I love and I hate the fact that authenticity has become a marketing word, but I love the authenticity and the transparency of it. There's nothing pre-recorded. There's nothing that's edited. It happens as it happens. Mistakes are made. Like, we are just having a conversation with each other, but there still is that element of it's sort of me talking with you. But I said, I want to sort of really involve you tonight. I want you not just to be a passive listener, but I want you to be an active participant in something that is easy. It's hopefully fun. You don't need to know anything or research anything. It's just a simple, it's almost like a simple party game that we're going to do together virtually. And this was inspired a couple of weeks ago by a question that somebody asked me while I was at Disneyland. And it's actually the question that I'm going to lead with as we begin this. It could be a one-timer. It could be a returning thing. We're going to see how it goes, because that's what we do, because we're friends here. We're going to play Would You Rather. Insert Would You Rather music. I don't have any Would You Rather music. I guess I could find some Would You Rather music, maybe. Here. There you go. Some Would You Rather music. So there you go. We're going to play a little Would You Rather. And all I'm going to do is ask you some. Here, we'll put it over here. Why not? No, we'll put it down here. No, I'll put it over here. I'm going to ask you. All this, by the way, I'm doing on the fly by myself. There's no production. It's just me. So we're going to play a little bit of Would You Rather, and it is exactly as it sounds. I'm going to ask you some very simple Would You Rather questions and just look to you for your answers. Now, understand that there's a bit of a delay from what I do live to when you see it to when I see it back. So we're just going to have some fun doing it. The beauty of Would You Rather is there is no right or wrong answer. It's just having some fun. So grab a snack, sit back. And the question that I'm going to lead with is the question that prompted it, is the one that was presented to me while I was in Disneyland. Literally just fawning. I admit it. I was fawning and continue to fawn over Avengers Campus. I love every aspect of it. If you listen to show 641, I'm sure that pretty much came through, not just from me, but from my family and my kids. And like a kid, I did not want to leave that park. I did not want to leave that part of the park the entire time I was there. And I don't honestly recall the last time I felt that way. Maybe the first time I saw Cars Land, but again, it's different, right? There's a level of emotion that I have connected with the Marvel brand and the Marvel characters that I don't have with Cars Land. I certainly don't have with Pandora. I do with Star Wars on a bit of a lesser degree, although I admit I'm a crier, weeping at the Millennium Falcon, but I fell in love with Avengers Campus so much, and so fast, and it exceeded expectations despite some comments outside to the contrary of what I heard. But the question that was posed to me, which I posed to you, is, would you rather, well, I'll rephrase it, would you exchange Disney's Hollywood Studios and Walt Disney World for Disney California Adventure? Would you rather have Disney California Adventure here in Walt Disney World or Disney's Hollywood Studios? And I had to catch myself from what I thought would be my knee-jerk immediate reaction, because I had to sort of break it down park by park. Would you rather have Disney's California Adventure, not only what's there now, but what may potentially come in the future? If you listen to show 641, I share my projection, wish list for what I think might come to some of the underutilized areas there. Now, if you haven't seen Avengers Campus, it's a tough question because you don't necessarily know, having not experienced it, of what we are speaking. Is Avengers Campus enough to overtake some other aspects? Is it enough for me to overtake Galaxy's Edge? Certainly is enough to Toy Story Land. We have Toy Story Mania in Pixar Pier. Remember, because it's not just Avengers Campus, and it's interesting to see the answers because they're all over the place. It's not just Avengers Campus, it's also Cars Land. So you get Radiator Springs Racers, you get Luigi's, you get Mater's Junkyard Jamboree, I almost started singing some of my favorite music in the Disney parks. You get all those, you get Buena Vista Street, you get Soarin', and then what do you lose? You lose Galaxy's Edge, you lose Tower of Terror, but you gain Guardians of the Galaxy. So, I wish there was a way to sort of instantly pull. Some people are saying, look, I'd rather have California Adventure. I haven't been, but I love cars, so I would love to see it. Some folks are saying that, it's neck and neck, but Galaxy's Edge for them is the thing that keeps it here. Marvel doesn't have the nostalgia factor for people like William, and that's cool. But Clint's like, yeah, it's tough, but California. So I love this, right? And this is part of the fun, is making you think, which of the two, if I had the opportunity, which would you choose? Matthew Suriola says, Hollywood Studios is my favorite park, so no way. Parent says, I need to go to Toy Story Land, but Parent, if you think about it, is it Slinky Dog Dash that's making you say that? Or is it Toy Story Mania, which exists on Pixar Pier, along with the Incredicoaster, along with some other attractions? Oh, by the way, Disney California Adventure has some of the best food in any Disney park around the world, period. Shawarma, I'm looking at you. Chicken, corn dogs, shawarma, there's a lot of I know I said shawarma twice. There's a lot of really good food in Disney California Adventure Park. So it's a tough, and it's a fun debate to have. And I love the fact that it's not, can California Adventure have great movie ride? No, actually, you got to take it exactly how it is. You got to take the parks as they are now, projecting however you might in what you think. And I know we talked about this while we were there, what might potentially come for those underutilized areas where Millionaire was. Monsters Inc. is, I don't believe, long for this world. There's an easy sort of transition that could happen from Avengers Campus past Guardians of the Galaxy into that area, utilizing that huge theater that was there for Frozen and Aladdin. I think DCA has a lot of potential to it. And oh, by the way, if you've never been to the Sorcerer's Workshop, you are missing one of the best overlooked experiences, not only in California Adventure, not only in Disneyland, but I think it's one of the coolest things in a Disney park that I think 91.47% of people don't ever go to see. So this is great. Kim, great point. You get World of Color. I forgot. I didn't even think about that. You get World of Color over Fantasmic, which, yeah. Carlos Eduardo Silva from Ponto Orlando and PontoMiami.com says DCA with Avengers Campus and its food. I'm with you. Morgan makes an interesting point. She says Hollywood Studios now has an identity issue like DCA did 5 years ago. That would be something interesting to talk about in terms of where Hollywood Studios is now versus where it was when it opened. And I think that's even unfair because it was almost by design a half-day park. I think it really hit its prime in the 90s and the 2000s. And now some people are saying, well, yeah, what is the identity of the park? Because there are not studios there anymore. Super, super interesting. Jeff C. would never, ever, over his wonderful beard, give up Galaxy's Edge. It's the question then becomes, you could really confuse it. What if I traded you? What if I swapped Magic Kingdom and Hollywood Studios here for Disneyland Park and California Adventure, putting that here? Because now you get Galaxy's Edge. You lose some things in Magic Kingdom, not to go down that road, but you do get Galaxy's Edge. So again, interesting conversation. Maybe I'll post this as a question if I remember, because I'm old and sleepy and undercaffeinated and somewhat senile. I think some people would argue. I'll put this question in the clubhouse for further discussion, and I'll make it a little bit of a poll too. So a lot of people just. Some people love Galaxy's Edge. Jenny Ginsburg, this is why we're friends. I love me some Lamplight Lounge. Marla Chen, you know the joy that is Flo's V8 Cafe, especially for full menu breakfast. One of the best breakfasts in any Disney park. So, which game is more fun, Spider-Man or Toy Story Mania? Tina, I have a feeling that some of the things in my room would probably answer that question for me. I really like web slingers a lot. Both of them are completely exhausting. I am utilizing, I think they're called muscles that I have never used before. So it's either like the shoulders or the forearms or the tris and lats and back, whatever they're called, all get different kinds of workouts while you're there. So make an argument for D. Look, I have no horse in the race other than the fact that I really, really like California Adventure. And that park at night is just whatever. It's spectacular. So there you go. That was the question. I'll make it a little bit easier, right? We won't go so macro. We'll go a little bit more micro. Would you rather ride Haunted Mansion or Rock and Roller Coaster with the lights on? Would you rather ride Haunted Mansion or Rock and Roller Coaster with the lights on? You get one ride through with all the work lights on. Space Mountain would have been the easy one, but I think, chances are you may have actually seen that before. If you ride late at night just before the park closes, oftentimes they'll turn the work lights on. But would you rather ride Haunted Mansion or Rock and Roller Coaster with the lights on? And forgive me, I haven't been able to get to all the questions. Mansion. Wow, I have not even seen Haunted Mansion, hands down. The technical skills of that ride are amazing. Sue Passauer from MEI and Mouse Fan Travel says Rock and Roller Coaster. Shari says neither, but Rock and Roller Coaster. Haunted Mansion because I have a love for learning how things work. I think my answer would also be Haunted Mansion. I think Rock and Roller Coaster would be interesting because even unlike Space Mountain, it is so completely in the dark that that twisting spaghetti like ride track, we probably can't even sort of picture. If we had to draw it out, we probably couldn't even picture what that looks like, although I'm sure we've seen a lot of pictures of Space Mountain with the lights on. So I think there's a lot of just love for the Haunted Mansion because just of the nostalgia factor. Okay, let's move from attractions. We'll move from attractions to a little bit of a different take. It would be the Haunted Mansion original, Ashley. Jeff C says, Mansion because Rock and Roller Coaster people would see my scared, screaming, terrified face. I've seen that face before. as they were bringing over the bill from Nobu last year or a year and a half ago, I saw that same look of terror because we ate our body weight, which is a lot in my case in sushi. So Michelle says neither, because I would rather keep the magic, which I completely understand. So, all right, let's move from turning the lights on to turning the lights off, as it were. Would you rather stay in the Cinderella Castle suite for one night only, or a Polynesian Village bungalow for 3 nights? Would you rather stay in Cinderella Castle suite in Magic Kingdom for one night, or would you rather stay in a Polynesian Village bungalow for 3 nights? Those bungalows are sweet. A couple of bedrooms, little kitchen, little splash pool out there, view of the fireworks. It's castle. Lot of love for the castle. Mike Beckerman says the castle suite for one night. There's nothing like it. It sounds like he's been there. I have never seen the castle suite in person. I have never even been up there. A lot of love for the castle. A few for the Poly. Patricia Carlson says Poly. Laura Roberts says it is a bucket list item. But I think that's it. I think the fact, Maureen, Lisa, the fact that you can't buy the experience and the bungalows have no privacy. I don't want to know why you need that level of privacy, but that's fine. You also, I mean, the castle is, I'll play devil's advocate because, again, having not stayed there before, once you're in the castle, it's like being up in Mother Gothel's tower. You're locked in and you're not coming out. They have a cast member there in case of emergencies, in case you need something, but you're not getting up and just, roaming around or peeking your head out the window. So each has its pros and its con. But I think I would just love, even if I didn't sleep there, I would love to take a look inside that suite, which I understand is compact. It's small. It was a storage room for years. It was a telephone operating room for years. It was a dressing room for years because no apartment was ever built up there. But I love why they built it, and I love how they gave it away initially as part of the Dream Squad. And Danny, if you're in here, I know you were a Dream Squad member. But it would be neat just to be able to say that you stayed in there one night. So, all right. So now you've slept in the castle, or you've woken up in your Polynesian Village bungalow, and you're looking out over the cool, calm waters over Cinderella Castle in the distance. Of course, it's time to eat. So do you go, let's assuming we're staying at the Polynesian, do you go inside and you go you go to Ohana's, or do you go to Kona Cafe for breakfast? I'll even, I'll wait. I'll restrict that a little bit. Do you go to Ohana for dinner, bread pudding, noodles, chicken wings, all you can eat meat, or do you go to Kona Cafe for Tonga toast? So is it Kona Cafe, Tonga toast, or Ohana, bread pudding, dinner, and dessert? I love the fact there's so much love for Kona Cafe. I'm happy that it's not just me. If I could only find somebody to go with me, like tomorrow, to Kona Cafe for breakfast and share with you the joy that is the banana stuffed French toast. Because it's got bananas, so it's healthy and high in potassium. Although I know bananas, I just recently learned bananas are very high in sugars and stuff, which is really sad. It doesn't matter. Patricia loves the breakfast at Kona Cafe. A lot of love for Kona. Look at all the love for Kona Cafe. Karen St. Pierre says Club 30. I saw Mike Beckerman say Club 33. Karen says, here comes the Ohana love. I love the fact that these are sort of split. Jamie says Kona, hello, press pot coffee. Kona, I'm not a fan of Ohana. Listen, there's no hate here, Gina. That's one of the things that we love about this family, is that there is there's no wrong answer because there's arguments to be made for either side. Ohana's every day of the week and twice on Sunday, says Steve. The Tonga toast is going to bring to you one day, says Karen. You can also get it downstairs at Captain Cook's, by the way. You don't get the strawberry sauce, but it's also like $4 cheaper, and you don't have to worry about making a resi either. Although it's tough sometimes to park at all the resorts now. So I love the fact that there's so much love for Kona, because Ohana is sort of, it's the poster child for Polynesian, but Kona, I think, and it's part of the reason why, if somebody could link to it, what episode did we do the review of Kona Cafe for lunch with Connor Brown and one Nicholas Mangello? Because that's a nice meal. I could literally do breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the Polynesian, no sweat, which also might be an argument, to go back to the last question, to stay at the Polynesian Village bungalows, because you've got some nice dining options in your resort. You don't, because if you're staying at the bungalows, you don't want to even leave property. So, and yes, I'm famished. I'll save you the question. This was a bad idea, because I'm starving. I know, Julie Forrest, why did nobody listen? So I really thought, and for years I've thought this, you can all laugh at me, I don't care. This is me being honest. So I'm like, banana, it's fruit, it's healthy, it's got to be better than the bagel toasted dark with the smear of cream cheese on it that I had this morning. The banana's good. So I have like a banana, like with some peanut butter on it. I'm like, oh, look at me, being healthy, doing my thing. Weight's going to start. No, it's like I might as well just eat candy for breakfast. But in my mind, I was doing something good, but go figure. Those acai bowls and those stupid bowls, they make you think that you're eating healthy because you're giving it. It's just as bad. It's just as bad. So it doesn't matter. But I think I should get credit for trying at least. So, okay, let's move on. Let's see. I don't like that one. Would you rather spend sunrise or sunset in a Disney park? Any park. World, land, China, Japan, Paris. Would you rather spend sunrise or sunset in a Disney park? For me, the answer is easy. And if you know me, I think you know it. It's sunset in the Disney parks is that beautiful, special, golden time, whether you are just walking through, running to dinner, taking pictures. I love sunset in the parks. And I always try and, whether it's being in a certain area at a certain time, or riding on the TTA, or being in the hub, or being in, Japan up at Katsura Grill. I love sunset. Plus sunrise is so early in the morning. You got to get up early, you got to shower, you got to do, I don't necessarily shave every morning, but you got to get out there and get up early. But there's something special about sunset, and some parks are just gorgeous at night. So for me, sunset is the, and if you could be like on the water or near the water at sunset, it's I'm all over it. I am all over it. I'm a hopeless romantic at heart. I might be a fat hopeless romantic at heart, because all I'm doing is talk about food and bananas and peanut butter, but it doesn't matter. It's I'm just on the border of getting to the point where people start like, oh, he's a jolly fellow. Look, he's smiling and he's positive. Oh, he's eating the banana with peanut butter. That's a mistake. So, but some people, listen, there's a lot of love for sunrise here too. I almost started singing Sunrise, Sunset from Fiddler on the Roof, but I'm not going to do it. I'm contractually obligated to not be able to sing that, nor anything from Greece. If I were a rich man, yada leedle, whatever. I'm going down a road that I just don't want to go down. Actually, if you have a special or spectacular sunrise or sunset photo from a Disney park, do me a favor. Share it in the clubhouse. I would love to see it. Share it on Instagram. Tag me in it so I can see it and reshare it for you, because I love so many of you are such talented photographers, or just have really good cameras. But I love seeing photos from unique angles at different times of the day and night. So share with me your sunrise or sunset photos and post it in the group, and or tag me in it. Jeff says sunset and then sleep to the crack of noon. You're wasting the whole day away, Jeff. What are you doing? I mean, you're paying for this bungalow. Get up, man. and let's get some breakfast. All right, let me move on. Would you rather? I wrote a lot. I had this massive brain dump earlier tonight. I work best under pressure, clearly, because would you rather have, I don't know how interesting this may be, would you rather have a one-time 5-minute shopping spree on Main Street, USA, or never, ever have to wait in line for an attraction ever again? Would you rather have a 5-minute shopping spree on Main Street or never, ever, ever, ever wait for an attraction again? Amanda, tonight I wrote almost 100 questions tonight. So this is interesting. The never wait in line, no lines, never waiting in line, hands down, no lines, never wait, never. That's shocking. That's shocking. Shocking to me. Hands down, emphatically, in all caps, never ever, no lines, no capes, never waiting in line. I can't decide what to buy ever. Not even comparable. It's the dumbest question that's ever been asked. Never ever wait again. Why do I call some of these people my friends? By the way, lest we forget that there is a $38,000 Cinderella Castle thing and all the Loungefly backpacks and Pandora charms. You could make serious bank if you did it the right way. I know it's not all about money, but if you made enough money, you could treat yourself to enough VIP tour guides that you'd almost have. I could do the math on this and totally work it out. Plus, you get a sweet Swarovski castle that you can show off on the Instagrams. Never waiting in line. Well, here's Jason coming in. I love the queues. Wouldn't want to miss them. Look at you, Jason. Choosing the good. There's good to be found in the queues. I dig that answer. We're all princesses like Becky, and we don't want to wait. Never wait for an attraction, shopping street, for merchandise, and I'm going to tell you, Amy, if you're getting popcorn, you're wasting your time and your money. There's a strategy behind this shopping spree that if you do it right, we could do very well. But popcorn, ixnay and the popcorn pay. Yeah, but and I think it's not about the material things. I'm an experiential person over I am a materialistic person. I do agree that there's a lot of beauty and experience in the queues, but you could also have some fun with that shopping spree. So, and if you know when to go to the parks and how to do it, you can really minimize your wait times. Again, these are all for fun, but there's the attorney in me coming out because you can argue both sides, which is why I tried to, Matthew Woolley, very emphatically, all caps, he's yelling at, Matthew's yelling at me. No attractions, Mangello, what's wrong with you? Not a lot of no, never wait in line. Is this even a question? Mike's like, wait a minute now, tell me about this shopping spree. Remember, you got all of Main Street going on. There's some good stuff in there. There's some good stuff. Listen, you time it just right, and you do it when they have one of those exclusive Loungefly backpack releases where the line stretches out to Fantasyland, and you walk in, you're like, I'll take them all. You could do nice by yourself. You can get yourself all the fast passes that you need. So, and Amanda, I agree. Stuff is stuff. Experiences are forever. I believe the queues are part of the experience. I absolutely believe the queues are part of it. And I think that there are some attractions that don't play well without a queue. And I'm even thinking just not only domestically, even internationally. I think the queue in Mystic Manor, I think the queue in Haunted Mansion, I think all of those things are very much part of the overall attraction experience. So I can justify anything. So, Lisa and Glasser, that $37,000 castle is on Main Street. It's in a Rebus Brothers castle. So all of a sudden, see, come to the dark side. Listen, it's all for fun. It doesn't matter. And again, it's not a matter of having the stuff. It's you can sell the stuff so you can buy longer times in the parks. So my kids would break the castle. I can't hold that many backpacks at one time. All right. All right. Let you know what? Let's extend that a little bit. Right. Let's see if you put your money where your mouth is. That might not make any sense. Would you rather have fast passes, right? Sort of assume that every attraction, assuming you can use this pass on any attraction in the Disney parks. Would you rather have fast passes for any and all attractions for every single ride for an entire month, or a membership to Club 33 for a week? Because if I say a month, it'll make it too easy. Fast passes to every single ride for a month, or membership to Club 33 for a week. Becky, I know your answer. I got you. You're good. I magic marker, Club 33, no sweat. You're in. Lot of Club 33. Lot of love for Club 33. Club 33 so I can hang with Becky. Club 33, once in a lifetime opportunity. Marla Chan, we've had so many meals together before. Wait, here comes, oh my God, they're coming in fast. Club 33, fast passes. See? Rachel Applegate says fast passes. Club 33 so I can meet Becky. Club 33 so I can meet Becky. Trust me, Becky occasionally peeks her head out of Club 33. You know, she sort of like pops out, looks around, sees kids, and goes back in. But Club 33, without a doubt. Fast passes for Melanie. Let's see. All right, let's talk about instead of choices of things that you would want to do or experience. Let's go to experience. You talk about the importance of experiences. Would you rather bring back 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea or Horizons? Would you rather bring back 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, or would you rather bring back Horizons? Becky would not go that week. 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea or Horizons. This is going to be interesting because I'm curious as to where the sentiments lie. And is it from a sense of nostalgia, riding something that you've never ridden before? I'm sorry, riding something, that you miss, or riding something that you potentially never rode before. So Jeff says, Leagues, I have special memories with my family. This is all over the place, right? It's the judges are tallying it up. It seems to be 50-50, sort of split. There's no judges and there's no official recording of anything here. But I mean, it really does seem to be back and forth, Horizons and 20,000 Leagues, for a variety of different reasons. Some because a lot of this, I remember riding with my family. I remember seeing it. Some it's more personal, like, hey, I just loved Horizons. I miss it, or I've never seen it before. Never since either, but first thing that popped up was 20,000 Leagues. Depends on your age group. Mike Beckman says, I kid you not, 20,000 Leagues was my favorite attraction growing up, but I'd give anything to get Horizons back. Way too many memories. And I think that's why this is a fun and challenging question, because there's reasons to want to bring them both back. I wonder which of these two, if they were to come back today, exactly the way they were when they left, with no improvements in technology or upgrades, which of the two would have sort of a longer staying power, right? Once the nostalgia wears off, which it does, once that wears off, which one would have longer staying power? Which would have a more of a rewritability factor to it after you got all of the nostalgia and the tears out of your system? But yeah, this is really sort of split down the middle. Although some of you said you haven't ridden And there are no write-ins on this one. You can't write in Toad. You can't write in Great Movie Ride. That's why I'm trying to do the split. And some people are saying, Jamie says, the smell of oranges versus the smell of sweat. Come on, man. Amanda says, husband says Horizon. I would have loved to have seen 20,000 Leagues in the first years of opening. Horizons always wanted to ride it. I don't think 20,000 would feel the same as it did in 1979. I would love to have seen the 20,000 Leagues in Disneyland when they had the mermaids. When they actually had live, they're real mermaids on those rocks in that water that were in Disneyland. I would be very, very curious to have seen what that was like. And there's a lot of you who have that you haven't seen either. Cool. Is this fun? You liked it? If you like this, give me a heart, give me some love, give me a yes or no. Let me know if you're enjoying this or if it's like, please, Mongello, just say goodnight already and give something away. Dad rode 20,000 Leagues when he graduated Navy boot camp in 1993. That's awesome. And, I appreciate you and your family's service. Ask again, using my James Mason voice. I think we did 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea as a Disney Plus pick of the week. Kira, don't say this was so much fun. We're not done yet. Let's see. We haven't talked about food in like 14 minutes. I think I know my answer to this one, so I think this is going to be, well, maybe not. Maybe this is not as easy as I think it is. Would you rather eat, hi, I'm Lou. Would you rather eat unlimited snacks but no table service meals, or all table service meals and no snacks? And let's assume that they're all paid for, courtesy of Becky Mankin from Mouse Fan Travel. Would you rather have unlimited snacks in the park or unlimited table service meals? Not quick service, table service. There's a method to the madness listen, Dad, all the money that you spent sending me to law school is paying off. I specifically mentioned table service as opposed to counter service. So you go all snack or all table service. There's a lot of love coming in for table service. And here comes the love for the snacks. A lot of love for table. Wow, interesting. This too is, Lou, come on, man. Table service. All table service, all table service. Am I giving away dinner at the boathouse? Oh boy. Brett Bowen, I'm going to tell you my answer, man. I think I go snack. I think I might go. Gosh, this is harder than I thought it was. Because every time I say that I'm going to give away snacks, I'm like, man, I really do like, Topolino's Terrace. And I really like Kona Cafe. And I really like Takumite. And I really like Boathouse. I know, I mentioned Boathouse twice. But I'm also a snacker. And I don't know. I think this might be a little bit. Have you had dinner? I did. It was a tiny dinner. I'm ready for second dinner. If only there was somebody who would pick me up, help me get dressed, and then get me over to like Kona Cafe for some snacks or Sanaa for some bread service. But I like the fact we're breaking this up. We got snacks, some table service. Some people say I only do table service. I don't snack. Some people say table service eats up too much park time. Table service is how my family rolls, especially for character meals. Table service for a change, I'd have to ditch my kids. I don't snack, so I have to say table service. But they do take up a long time, which sometimes is nice to sort of sit and have a leisurely meal. Oh, this hurts me, says Emily, but she's going with table service. Snacks on snacks on snacks. I like how you triple up on the snacks. Uh, Jeff C, lots of table service all the way. Ouch, going to Food and Wine in August, so she's saying snacks. Wow, this was interesting. This is more. This is more. Are these trick questions, Grace? I think they are. I think that's part of the fun is making them a little bit tricky. Some people like Mangello. This is just, it's a hands down table service. Others are like, dude, I'm going to snack until I pass out, which is sort of the way. That's practically how I go to the parks. I snack until I pass out. I'm resuscitated and I snack one more time on the way out. I'm a snacker. Body by snacks. Especially if you're at the park. Especially if you're in a park that's not your home park. Like, if you go, I'm going to use my favorite park. If you go to Tokyo Disney Sea, there's amazing sit-down restaurants. But, man, there's so much to see, and they have so many good snacks. Same thing with Disneyland. I think Disneyland and Disney California Adventure, I think they excel at the snacky cart foods. Like, really, really good. Cozy Cone, shawarma. Like, I'm looking you square in your face and eating all of your things because I think the snack foods there are done really, 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 really well. We did some damage at Bengal Barbecue, too. Like, a lot of damage at Bengal. It was a snack fest. Like, only taking breaks at attractions in between while we were there. Brian Walton says, table service. I'm going to bring my own snacks. Table service experiences add so much. I can make a meal out of snacks, especially at Food and Wine. Why do you do this to me, Mangello? Wife says table service, but I think I do snacks. Aaron, I can feel the marital tension that's going on in your house. Don't sweat it, man. You can do both. You can do both. I want to save the sanctity of the marriage. So I will move on. I will move on for a... all right, this is one that I'm not going to make you decide. Anything food related, anything stay related, we're going to sort of go into a little bit of... not that this could ever happen, but would you rather question? Would you rather go back in time to opening day of Disneyland in 1955, or would you rather go forward in time to 2055 and see what Disneyland is like then? Do you go back in time to July 17th, 1955, opening day at Disneyland, or do you go forward to July 17th, 2055 and see what Disneyland is like in the future? I think I know which way I would go, and I'm curious to see if you are in alignment. Opening day, 55, Disneyland to see Walt, back in time, see Walt, 1955, go see Walt. This is interesting. Back in time with Walt, opening day, 1955 for a chance to see Walt, opening day, hands down. I didn't say you were going to shake Walt's hand. Let's be clear. I'm a dapper girl, 1955. I did not say, you are not guaranteed to meet Walt Disney. That was not part. You need to listen carefully to the judge's ruling here. Travel back in time to Disneyland's opening day. You might catch a glimpse of Walt. You might not. Your heels might get stuck in the wet concrete, and you might not be able to find a potty that works, or to go into the future. I've only seen 1, 2, 3. I have not seen many going forward. Lisa Glasser says that I'd go to 2055. There's no videos of that. Plus, I'd grab a sports almanac. Oh, hey now. It's hard. Bull says Steven Schwartzrock in his wonderful Australian accent. I want to go back in time. I would say future technology will create a surreal environment more than what it does now. It's my fantasy to go back and see Walt. Again, I didn't guarantee that you will see Walt if you go back. It seems like predominantly going back in time. Perrin says, I think going back in time would potentially be disappointing. Walt was there back in time, so I can hopefully see Walt. Somebody says, will they unfreeze Walt in 2055? Can I afford Disneyland in 2055? Let's assume that you could get in. It seems predominantly like going back in time. I'm going to assume with or without Walt Disney. Back in time and grabbing souvenirs. As much as I want to see that opening day and certainly would love to, I'm playing by my own rules. I'm not guaranteeing that I would see or talk to Walt Disney. I certainly don't have an iPhone with me, so I can't even get a selfie with him because that would just completely mess up the multiverse. I'd go forward. And assuming that in 2055, it's not A, the Planet of the Apes, B, we've succumbed to some sort of catastrophic apocalypse or something like that, I would be fascinated to think about where we are now in 2021 with technology and advancements and personalization and interactivity that we're just like scratching the very tip of this very huge iceberg. Can you imagine where we'll be in 34 years? Wait, right math? That's good math. 34 years from now, how much different Disneyland is going to be and feel? Forgetting the sports almanac, I'm going to go forward. I'm going to go forward. And I want to see, as somebody who, like the parks, I have my foot planted firmly in the past, but I also have one facing and moving forward. I would absolutely want to see, what the future looks like. It would be fascinating to get a glimpse, because what we're going to see there, we literally cannot fathom. Much like in Disney in 1955, if you're like, yeah, in the future, you're going to have this little tiny device. It's going to be made by Apple, there's also Play School ones too, but the Apple makes one, and it's the gateway to all the information in the universe, so you can make calls with it and do. People would be like, you're crazy, man. That's like Dick Tracy stuff. But imagine where we are now and what it's going to be like 30 years from now. I tell my kids this all the time. They are so fortunate to be growing up in such an amazing time. Forget the problems of the world and the nonsense that's going on. From a purely technology opportunity perspective, what they are going to see is going to be, I think, an even greater jump than our grandparents who saw the introduction of radio and TV. I honestly believe that. I think the things that we cannot imagine as yet are going to be more impactful than the introduction of those two mediums. I don't know what they are, and it doesn't matter, because by the time they come out, I'm going to be dead and nobody's going to remember this anyway. So I can go with my very sort of lofty predictions of the future, but man, that gets me incredibly jazzed up if I could sort of, take a peek into what the future looks like, especially the future in the Disney parks, the dreamers and the doers and all that kind of stuff. I can watch the videos of Walt, Thank You Imagineering Story, and Behind the Attractions, but there's nothing that lets me peek into the future. So if I have that opportunity, I can go. And yes, Ashley, I saw Spider-Man. I watched Spider-Man. Could imagine Spider-Man 2021 versus the Spider-Man we're going to see when they can actually say the word Marvel in the parks, but that's beside the point. Imagine the Spider-Man, because remember, nothing. Do you ever notice that? Even in California, it's not Marvel's Spider-Man. There's no Marvel above Avengers Campus, because they still can't use the word Marvel there. It's just Avengers Campus. Whatever. It's lawyers. Who cares? So yeah, I'm going to the future. I'm going to the future. So, would you rather, let's go back to food. Would you rather have dinner? That's not the question. Would you rather have dinner with Joe Rohde or Michael Eisner? Would you rather have dinner with Joe Rohde or Michael Eisner? Who would you rather have dinner with, Joe Rohde or Michael Eisner? Joe, a lot of Joes. There's a lot of love for Joe and the earring. Joe in a heartbeat. Jerry Johnson says Michael Eisner were an awesome conversation. Joe with a creative mind I'd love to tap into. So this is interesting because, and there's probably something telling about this too, are you looking for it for the creative side of talking to somebody like Joe Rohde, or are you looking for the creator side, right? The Michael Eisner, the business perspective. I struggle with this, but I think I'm 94.87% sure it'll be Michael Eisner. I love Joe Rohde and have incredible respect for him. Eisner is my dream interview for a lot of reasons, but he would be the person I would love to sit down and really have an honest conversation with. And assuming that, he would be forthcoming and not evasive. There's a lot. I got a lot of questions for you, Eisner. So you sit back there with your table service meal, and I think that would make for a really, really interesting conversation. So yeah, for me, it would be Michael Eisner. Here come a lot of Eisners too. Eisner's fascinating. So is Joe. Difficult to choose. That's the whole point, right? That's why I want to make these. I want to make these sometimes as challenging as possible. Some people choosing creative over leadership, and that's the thing. I think that there's more creative to Michael Eisner than he was given credit for, and this is not a comparison. It's a parallel. The relationship that he and Wells had, I think, is very similar to the one that Walt and Roy had in terms of Eisner being the more creative of that relationship, much as Walt was. I think a lot, and part of the reason why I want to interview him is because I think we have a lot of things in the parks, especially here in Walt Disney World, that we would not have if it wasn't for Michael Eisner because of his creative vision. However, he may have ended his tenure with the company and his reign at that point is notwithstanding that, but there were a lot of creative decisions that were made that I think really saved the parks, especially Walt Disney World, from not just a park perspective but a resort perspective. Other than the time that we've been seeing with Iger, the amount of growth that Eisner helped usher in was unparalleled, right? And so if you sort of, Walt and Eisner and Iger, those are sort of the biggest leaps forward in terms of growth with the company. And I agree, Eisner's to Walt as Frank is to Roy, which is exactly why I want to see him. So all right, so oh my gosh, it's almost 9:00. Good Lord, Munchel. All right, let's do one more. Let me pick one more question. And that being said, I have met Joe Rohde before, and I've spoken to him a couple times. I've interviewed him briefly on a few different occasions. He's a fascinating, incredibly intelligent individual, not just from a creative perspective. So I would love to, I'd love to hang out with Joe and have some questions for him too. Let me think of one more. So let me try and find something fun. All right, let's go nostalgia one last time. Let's go nostalgia. Since it's nighttime, since it's the end of the night, let's think and parallel here on the show how the parks end their nights or ended their nights as well. What would you rather have back? The Main Street Electrical Parade or Wishes? If you could only have one back, which one would you have back? The Main Street Electrical Parade or Wishes? I don't know my answer to this one. I don't know my answer to this one. I'm leaning towards one, but then I'm leaning towards Wishes, but then the old heart kicks in, and I'm like, man, I remember watching Main Street Electrical Parade with my mom and dad. I love Baroque Hoedown. I love the Elliott Float. Here comes all the love for Main Street Electrical Parade, but I also really dig me some Wishes. That little girl hits that note, man, and it just tear central for me. And I'm not normally, I'm not always one like, oh, I need to see the parade or I need to see the fireworks, but there's something about the music for Wishes that always gets me. Love the parade. Good memories with the kids in front of the lights. It brings back childhood memories with my parents. See, and I think maybe depending on your age range, your mileage may vary, your answer may differ. And I think that's so Gustavo says that's the toughest question. That's why I saved it for last, right? Has personal meaning to me. Jim O'Neill, lots of nostalgia for the parade. Fireworks are all similar. Main Street Electrical Parade is so unique. There's a top 5 live that I've been holding in my back pocket that I'm going to share maybe in the next week or so. Even if I'm out, maybe I'll do it without the graphics and the pomp and circumstance, but I'll share a little bit of that. So 70s and 80s Main Street Electrical Parade. The parade brings back times when my kids were so little. I have the Wishes soundtrack. I listen to it often. So that's what I mean. There's the musical component. There's the parade component. There's the nostalgic. There's a lot of things I think that factor into that answer. So, and Jay, I didn't mention Spectro because, I'm trying to keep it simple and it's this or that. It's one of the two. It's would you rather have this or would you rather have that? And I think that's part of the challenge is, I'll get to Spectro at some point in a future question. I have a question about Spectro in there compared with something else in terms of would you rather have Spectro or would you rather have this other thing? And I won't give it away because I got to save it for a future show. So what do you think? Do we like this? Do we like would you rather? Is this something that you would like to see me do again in the future? It's simple. It's fun. We can do it while we are out and about, or we can do it here from the home studio as well. I could even do it. Gosh, if only there was somebody who would go and do a show with me out, like at a restaurant. We could eat and do one of these and incorporate all like the walk and the talk and the dining and the thing all at once. If I have to go by myself, it's fine. I understand. It's okay. But if you dig it, please let me know. Post about it in not just the Clubhouse, but if you can, share this video elsewhere. Introduce other people to the community that you have built in the Clubhouse, as well as the show and the live show. Stay tuned. Turn on notifications. I know the video that I have currently that shows you exactly how to turn on notifications. It's like a month old and it's outdated to a certain degree because Facebook moves things around all the time. So just make sure on mobile, both on the WDW Radio page as well as in the WDW Radio Clubhouse, you have all notifications, live notifications, see first, all that kind of good stuff turned on so you don't miss a thing because you don't know when or from where I'm going to go live next. Also, stay tuned for the meet of the month for August coming up, our next Nation Call. And obviously, we have all kinds of fun events going on too. If you like doing this virtually, man, you guys got to come out and do one of our events. One of our cruises as well, whether it is on the Wish or on the Magic. Also, stay tuned. I'm going to have more details about my Momentum Weekend Workshop this November, coming up very, 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 very soon. There's a lot that I've been working on over the last couple of days. So, also, I did it again. I knew it. I did it again. I did it one more time. You know why? This is my problem. I take off my glasses. I can hardly see anything, and I need my software to get this big blinking thing. Whatever. I just told you that I love you. I appreciate you. All the stuff that you know that I feel. Thank you so much. Have a great week. You saw all the graphics. It didn't matter. I thought I was going to get by the whole week and didn't do it. It's because I'm hungry. It's because I'm thinking about food. Whatever. I love you. Good night. Choose the good. See ya. I'm an idiot. Oh, yeah, wait, one more thing. Stay tuned to Instagram tomorrow or Friday, and I'm going to do the Behind the Attraction giveaway. I haven't forgotten, I promise. Now I'm really done.